Hey, welcome to another episode of Easy Sport. And I'm joined by Modise and Sihle. What's happening, gents?
What's good, brother?
I know. Easy. Can't complain. It's been a very
Always
interesting
happy.
Monday. It's been a very
Always happy.
interesting Monday, dog. I mean, you know what happened in the morning, Modise, dog. Basha Zako, boy. You used to be that sort of guy. Modise
Enough.
used to
Umothusi
be that sort of
SAFA.
guy. Modise used to be
Uh,
that dude, bruh.
nah.
In class.
I'm a grand OT. I'm a
Light
grand
your
OT.
ass up, bro.
I'm a grand OT.
Buddy, what
It
can
still
you
make
say?
me laugh because
Yeah.
what Umotisa when he's coming into class.
Hey, dude. I know if you rub him the wrong way, I've seen him slap someone. I won't
Sitle.
say the guy's name. Maybe he's watching. You never know.
Yo, you
But,
remember so long ago.
but still, you lit his ass up.
I
Wait,
don't do
man.
those things. I'm changed now.
I know you
My
have.
hands,
Yeah.
my hands are.
I know you've changed. I'm just playing. Guys, please don't
No,
take what
got
I
you,
said
brother.
seriously. We're just messing around here. Let's move on to sports, guys. As much as a lot has happened, let's start off with Italy. Uh,
Ay,
the
ay,
theme
ay,
is
ay.
blue. The theme is blue. It's just for them, for today, Just started to start with. Let's start with you, Moody's. Like, did you anticipate that? Did you think that?
Look, I mean, nobody did. Not only because they are the Euro champions, but because of the opponent more than
Yeah,
anything. And they had a couple of chances, no, a lot of chances that they didn't bury. Um, and for a team of that caliber,
Yeah.
there's so many opportunities that should have went in that they didn't put in. So, yeah, I didn't see it coming. Thank God
yeah.
I'm not a sports betsman because, yeah, I would have lost that bet badly. But yeah, big ups
Yeah.
to North Macedonia. They have big
Hey,
hearts, those guys, man. They have big,
they
big
are big.
hearts. To manage to
Yeah.
win against the Euro champions, boy. That is
Hey,
big
bro.
hearts.
So my
Yeah,
view. So I watched the game. I don't remember the exact stats on it. But I think if I recall, Italy had over 30 shots on target.
yep.
Out
Exactly.
of the 30 shots on target, if you don't bury is any of those. I remember saying to my wife, we were watching together. I said, "Guess what's gonna happen? 87th minute, not Macedonia is gonna score, or they're gonna get a penalty."
Yeah,
Anyway, guess what happened? Because football is like that. If you don't take your chances,
But
you'll pay for it.
Sitley, I mean, just look at the stats here. You have 32 shots, but only five on target. That's ridiculous, honestly.
yeah,
And yes, I get it. Maybe you should bury one, but they had four chances, two on target. Four shots, two on target. That's 50% ratio versus, yeah,
yep,
no, I don't even want to do the
yeah,
maths there. You
yeah.
understand? So, I
Yeah.
mean, as much as look at the passes, look at the accuracy of the passes they had. I mean, they played 16 corners. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Come on.
Not Macedonia had how many?
Zilch. Zero. That's zero.
I
But you
mean,
know what,
come on.
Sihle? I mean, to be honest with you, I watched the extended highlights. I would say I watched the whole game. Nah. And some of the opportunities that Italy created,
When it
I
clear
okay,
chances.
some of them weren't clear though. Sihle. Out of the 32, they weren't clear, and guys like Abochiro, Immobile, like that's why I don't rate Chiro. I know a lot of people rate him because he scores a lot of goals for what again? What's his team again? In Italy? This
Juve.
With
guy
Lazio.
Lazio. Yeah, it's Lazio. He
Lazio.
plays
Oh,
for
Latvia.
Lazio. I think he's nearing the top goal scorer. He's about to
Yes.
be like I'm not sure if he is already, but like he's up there as far as numbers are concerned. But like that guy for his national team, he's just for me, he's non-existent. Like Italy just don't have the strikers that they used to have, and that's why I remember we were even having this conversation about how football has digressed. If you look at the Italian squads of old and look at the one that is currently available, yes, they won the
Nah,
Euro, but from a
can we also
quality standpoint, they're not as quality as the guys of the old, bro. Especially in front of
but
goal, they're not.
can you also just address the elephant in the room when it comes to Italian football? I also I honestly deep down think Serie A is a pub league, but everyone seems to think it's a decent league. It's a pub league.
Yo, bro.
That's why Lukaku shined in that league. And I always say Lukaku's pop. And I'll say it again. He's pop, 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 pop. That's why
Yeah,
people keep falling back and say, yeah, but Lukaku did well at Inter. I mean, come on.
it's
Come
in.
on. He struggled at United
Like
and he's struggling at Chelsea. So you can't compare Serie A to the Premier League, to La Liga, to even League I think can take it on.
Yeah, bro. And even Tammy Abraham. Look at Tammy Abraham having a season
Exactly.
of his life. Like he broke whose record? Batistuta's record. You guys know Batistuta, dog. One of the
Yeah.
greats to ever play.
legendary. Yeah,
Legendary striker, bro, of note. He just broke his record for Roma. And in hindsight, if you don't know who Batistuta is, you think it's some average striker, But like Serie A at the time, Batistuta played in Serie A. It was the best league in the world, in my opinion. In the
Exactly.
early 2000s,
Exactly.
Serie A
Everybody
was a
played there.
powerful league. Yeah,
When AC Milan was AC Milan.
exactly, dude. Where you knew what you draw, even Juve, bro. What about
Yeah.
Nedved, Edgar Davids,
Yeah.
Trezeguet, Del Piero. Like they were that time, Serie A was hella competitive. But right now, even who's this? Fabio Capello made that statement. What you just
Exactly.
said,
Yeah.
CJ, he just didn't say they pop. He didn't say Italian football is pop, but he did say that from a quality standpoint, for the mere fact that a guy like Tammy Abraham, who struggled for game time for Chelsea, can come in and dominate because he's dominating for Roma. I'm not sure if you saw the derby, bro, between
Mm-hmm.
Lazio and Roma.
No.
Tammy should have even scored a hat trick, bro. Like that's how good he looks in that league, bro. So, yeah, man, there's some truths in what you're saying, man.
So nobody must ever say Italian football, blah blah.
Yeah. Can you hear us,
No.
Sihle, bro? Because can you hear me, Mudise?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Yeah, because you wanted to say something, Sihle, but we couldn't hear you, bro.
Yeah, I think we're losing Sitle there for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've Serie A needs to just look at the entire league and do a complete overhaul. I think all the big teams need to buy the real big players, and they need to start looking again, re-looking at their development structures because Italian football is going down, and once your local football is going down, there's no feeders for your national team. I mean,
Yeah.
and it becomes a problem because you have a lot of if now the Serie A clubs are buying English players. Bear in mind, before not many leagues outside the UK used to buy English players. Now they're moving around, and Serie A seems to be pouncing on that. And you have Abu Diabalo, who are probably your best players, but he's Argentinian. So you need to start re-looking at the model and start investing, for the national team because if this is the second time in a row, is it the second or third?
Yep.
It's the third
Second
time.
time, dog.
Second time that they're missing the World Cup. It raises questions. I mean, you just won the Euro. You just won the Euro, but you can't qualify for the World Cup. That's
And
embarrassing.
guys, North Macedonia, bro. Like for me, I would be livid if I was an Italian spectator. Like North Macedonia. Yo, Fitz. Sihle, we can't hear you, dog. Yeah, yeah. Hey, we can't hear you, bro. But
You
anyway,
can't hear him.
that that for me, like no matter guys, North Macedonia, but it's a bit, you know where it's even situated. I know it's Eastern Europe, man, but like
Chief.
it's
Nobody
Dude.
knows North Macedonia. No one. Nobody knows anybody from there, G.
Yeah.
And they've just beaten the European champions. This is the
Dog,
team that beat the whole of Europe.
my
Huh?
G.
Come on.
It's wild, bro. It's
Come
wild.
on.
It really
Come
is
on.
wild. But
So,
what can we say? But he said, I always tell you that, hey, football, man. Sita even said that if you're a betting man and you said North Macedonia, a young 50
you,
rand would have given you so
you're
much.
balling.
You're balling,
You're
especially if
balling.
you're gonna say 1-0.
Yeah,
If you're gonna say it's 1-0 straight, you balling, dog. You
you're
cruising.
balling.
You really are cruising, man.
But it's
Yeah,
football, man. Football is very unpredictable. That's why I don't like
yeah,
betting on football because,
yeah.
like, there's a friend of mine who said he had betted with 8 rand and he was about to win 20 grand and Chiefs lost. So, so yeah, but I mean, it's just the upset of football. There's a commentator who always says football doesn't have therefore. Therefore, you had a lot of shots. Doesn't work.
Yeah,
It's how many goals
I-
went into the back of the net. Full stop. So
yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
the Italians need to have a relook at themselves, do an introspection, and make sure that they go to the next World Cup and at least
Yeah,
try win it.
I know that's correct. That's correct. And then another question. Yeah, Placitle is coming in. Okay,
Okay.
damn. Okay, he's just left. But I just wanted to ask you, if you were the Italian Federation, are you keeping Mancini or are you hitting him with an axe?
You see, this one is a catch-22, my friend,
Yeah.
because I'm not even going to try predict what his mandate is, but this guy won the Euro. So
Mm.
he's shown you that he's capable of winning at the highest level. But yet again, everybody wants to play at the World Cup. So if you're a team of that caliber and you're not playing at the World Cup, it's rather concerning. So
It is.
it's a tough one. But for me, if it was up to me and I had to make a decision now, I'd keep him.
You'd keep him. And then Sihle, I asked Modise a question. Do you keep Mancini or do you axe him?
It's a perfect time to axe.
Woo!
It's he's run out of ideas. I think sorry, what I was saying before I got disconnected is, let's go back in time and look at the blueprint of what Italian football was. Italian football has always been a very strong defense, and then you have those 2-3 flair players, so to say. The number 10 used to be like a proper flair player, and they would have a proper striker. So if you don't concede goals because you've got a solid defense, you give your side a good chance. You're halfway in winning the game. And I look at them now. I think
Pallotti, dog. Pallotti, Ciro Immobile. Like, those guys don't strike fear in you, bro. The only guy who I rate from Italy is Insigne, the guy who plays for Napoli.
And Chiesa. Yo, I like that guy.
Yeah. Chiesa's
Yes,
also.
I like that guy.
You see, those two for me, they stand.
I know
up.
Chelsea wanted to get him, and I was for it, because if you watch him, he gives it his all, and he's a skillful player. But he's a skillful player.
Chief, there were games where that guy made Ronaldo look average when Ronaldo was at Juventus. Then I was like, this kid, I know he's moving. He's quick. He's got flair. He can score. He can cut in. Yay! I know he can come to United yesterday.
So I think
Chelsea can't buy him. So
yeah, no, that's true. They can't.
It's fine, Modise. I'll let you shine. My side is going. You don't kick a man while he's down, but it's fine. But back to Mancini.
When we are down, you guys are busy tweeting about United, talking.
No, but like
now,
your downfall was a what's this word? Was a self-inflicted wound. So you've got no one to blame but yourself.
Eish, man, I know. Modise, let's not talk about United. This guy's gonna, he's gonna always come back, But guys, can we? Yep.
I honestly think it's time. Umancini, he's delivered the Euros. Yeah, I don't. The World Cup is them missing the World Cup. It's going to leave a sting. It's going to leave a. He has to honestly prove to the board, Uti, give good reasons as to why they should keep him. I don't see him
You
staying.
know, but Sitle, I'm not a fan of chopping and changing national team coaches. And if you look at a lot of these successful national teams, they've, their coaches are the ones that have stuck around for a very long time. Look at Germany. Look at how Spain is always patient as well with their coaches. Look at how there's another team, France, is also patient
Yeah.
with their coach. And they become successful. So for me, I think Mancini took on a problem and he attempted to fix it. And he got one thing right, which was the Euros. He failed for the World Cup. I get it. But I think for me, let's give him time. Let's be patient with him. We've seen what Mancini can deliver. He delivered at Man City as well. I feared him. And he can instill discipline. This guy managed Balotelli, Chief. It doesn't get worse than that. And he got the best out of Balotelli. So who says he cannot revive someone like Balotelli, who's a lethal striker? We all know that. His only problem is attitude, but lethal.
Yeah.
Lethal.
Yeah. And you guys know that Balotelli was adopted by a wealthy family. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but he grew up. Yeah, man. This dude lived, cheese boy, almost serious.
Of note.
Of note,
So then,
bro.
So then, why is he acting like a spoiled
Ferrari?
Why is he acting like a spoiled brat then?
Because he is.
No, man. I mean, you can imagine the sort of discrimination he experienced. Being the only black in situations, though. That at times, bruh, cannot be, especially, Italian. Okay, from the football standpoint, I'm not gonna say maybe their culture is different, but from a football standpoint, we see a lot of jeers, monkey chants on the news.
Yeah, that's
so you can imagine the sort of what he experienced as a youngster. Yeah.
But Modise, just on giving him time, like how much time? Because when did he become manager?
I'm not quite sure, but I mean,
let me check.
No,
just check.
2018, if not 2017, somewhere there.
No.
So that's like 4 years already.
Okay, and he won the Euro.
Yeah, and he won the Euro. But Sitle, we can't downplay the Euro achievement, bro. Like that was a huge achievement, bro. It's a huge achievement.
I remember also they had a record of the most wins or of not losing games. I think it was like
world record.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah. So he's like Will Smith in this situation. If Will Smith didn't slap Chris Rock, he would have achieved something great. It would have been like, wow, best actor. You know what I mean? In a lead role. The last African American to win that award was Forrest Whitaker, and that was in 06, 07. You know what I mean? But now, it ruined everything. We're not going to talk about the Academy Award anymore. We're going to talk about that Sinyaka slap. You know what I mean? Chisampama settings,
what's his name? Unkumbuza Zidane against Italy when he was saying goodbye to the football world.
You see, he went out in style.
2006.
That was like hit and then he left, bro. Because I'm telling you now, Zidane would have won the Ballon d'Or that season. That if he didn't hit bad, Materazzi. But because Zidane, man, man. He's my goat.
No, he's definitely that one is my goat, Chief. There's nobody I know who can trap the ball like that guy. But
I think when they're trapping the ball, they what's his name from Man City, man, that boy that they bought from Leicester, the African guy. Mahrez can kill a ball. Mahrez can kill a ball like that.
He can.
I think Mahrez signed for the right team. I think he would have failed at any other big team. And because his style of play is very flary And if you look at how City plays, but yeah, I don't want to dwell into that one. All I'm saying is that for me, Mancini should stay, give him one last cycle, and I'm telling you, he'll qualify for the next World Cup.
Yeah, cool. Let's move away from Mancini. I wanted us to save the best for last. Our national team, guys. Yeah,
it's a construction site. Let's call
it
it
is.
that.
That's a good one.
I like
Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo. I see the vision, but I believe in the vision, and I'm excited about the national side for the first time in a very long time. I think I've said it before in this forum.
Yeah.
But I think development ayikho, and with whatever project is trying to get started, you have to look back at what are we feeding to the national side. And when I say feeding, I'm talking about the PSL. I'm talking about your reserves, reserve league. I'm talking about your development leagues. And I know we are on a downward spiral. I think SAFA is bulele. And we can just admit with SAFA is bulele. And we are going to suffer for the longest of times.
Sitle, let me tell you why South African rugby is so successful before I get to Bafana Bafana.
Yeah.
They have phenomenal structures. High school rugby is massive. It's even broadcasted on TV. Then you have Craven Week. Then you have all these other what Afrikaans weeks. Then you have the Baby Bokker.
Cricket is the same thing as well.
Exactly. Then you have the Baby Bokker playing at the World Cup. Then, you have the Curry Cup where you're now bringing in new players. Varsity Cup, boss.
Because it's a bit this from Varsity Cup, bro.
Exactly. Oxenche won it in 2014, I think.
Yeah.
So the structures are suited in order to develop our players. We don't have that with our Bafana Bafana. We don't have that in our football structures. And it's sad and unfortunate because what happened to the under-23s that were popular? What happened to the under-12 Danone Cup where Kamohelo Mukojo was found? Where he was the captain and they went way, and he was 12 years old. He's been playing football and known.
The under-23. You remember what the under-23s did against Brazil in that one Olympic?
Yeah, I can't remember. It was 2000. Number Fortune and
Chief.
Yeah, those days.
So my point in all of this is that Bafana Bafana, until we get our development structures right, it won't succeed. Personally, that's what I think. We used to have the School of Excellence, Chief. Stephen Pinar is from the School of Excellence.
Keegan Doley, sponsored by Transnet.
Exactly. Keegan Doley is from School of Excellence. There's so many places. And our Dr. Kumalo were found in high school. Kasi football, Eskela. Yeah. Look at what those guys went on to achieve. So all I'm saying is, until we have our development structures fixed, for me personally, I see what Hugo is trying to do. I see this, that, the other. But until we have that, we will not fix our national team problems.
Yeah. It just back to the rugby. Yep. Sorry.
Back to the rugby. Like all the competitions that you've mentioned, what that does to whichever manager that comes in to coach the national side, they've got a pool of players where they can knit and pick. Okay, cool. I'm more focused on getting these young players. And when you say young players, you're not talking about one or two or three different players. You're talking about a huge talent pool. And if you decide I want to infuse the youth and experience, the pool is even bigger. But in Italy, you don't have that.
Yeah, that's true. You are right. It's that, and as well, Sihle, bro. You guys talked about development. Development is where you learn fundamentals. I feel like we lack fundamentals. Our players lack fundamentals of football. Like against Guinea, we drew, but the amount of chances that we created, guys, like we were meant to destroy Guinea, bro. We were meant to beat them by a high score, but because, especially when it comes to The final
We decided to
third.
be Italy.
Dog. But we made even greater chances, bro. Our players just couldn't finish, bro. Like about Lyle, Lekay, like these guys just couldn't finish, and that's part of the reasons why I have a slight beef with Hugo with him not selecting guys like Abo Themba Zwane, who we know Zwane. Some of those chances, Zwane would have
finished them.
Would have finished them. Yeah.
There's one argument. I totally get it. But Uzwane right now, on the national side, how many years are you thinking he's going to give us? Because Uzwane would be like a short-term win.
Yeah, and I get it. I disagree, Sitli. Sorry to cut you, man. I get it, and that's what Hugo's saying. However, you need to, what do you call it? Hand over, if I should call it that. I mean, look at Ronaldo at 37, Chief. Still national team captain, still performing, still scoring. And he's handing over to João Felix. João Felix is feeding off his experience. So in 2 years' time, or after the World Cup, when he retires, they already know that he set the foundation for the next players. Succession planning, exactly. So unfortunately, where we are as a national team, we said, no, Trompa out, Jali out, Themba Zwane out. All these new players then lack experience because we're building a young team. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm all for building a young squad, but you need some level of experience. Who's our most experienced centre-back, Chief? Centre-back is a very critical and pivotal role. Even if you call up a player that's not performing, and I'll give you an example like Matoho, but Matoho has played against everybody at national team level. So even though he doesn't play, but he's there to provide and develop the youngsters. It's just like exactly.
Yeah,
so and I'm against it.
Yeah, can I add on to what you've just said about experience? Utiko Modise, when he was on MacG's show, he spoke about the importance of Benny McCarthy being in the change room.
Yes.
He was like, bro, you kind of knew Uti, you are in good hands.
There's a different aura. There's a winner in the house.
Exactly, and there's a level of respect. Like these guys, he even said that we would raise our game because we're playing with someone who's actually done it in the big. Like this dude has scored in the Champions League. He knocked Man United out in 2004 with 2 goals. Even at Old Trafford, he scored. Like this guy has actually done it at the biggest stage, and so that's what Modise even said. When Benny was not selected, he felt like it really dented the spirits of the change room as a whole.
And just on Benny, on Benny, it was politics. And if failure, my managers, I'm sorry, we can chop and change them, and we at some point have to look at SAFA House and say, gents, what have you provided us with? Are we getting our money's worth? And let each and every one of them go right ahead and reapply for their positions, because we've given them more than enough. We have given them more than enough time, and there is nothing from a leadership perspective that is coming from there.
Chief, we've got to start not Denny Joran. I mean, he's going to run again for president. Guys, he's delivered nothing.
Unopposed.
He's delivered absolutely nothing. Unopposed, worse. He's delivered nothing. Where are the Radebes of this world? The guys that have played football at the highest level who can contest for that seat. Look at Samuel Eto'o, Chief. Doing it for his country. Doing it for the people of Cameroon. Look how well they did at the AFCON. Why? Because you are led by a winner. You are led by a winner. And as Teko said in that podcast, he said, if Benny was called up for the World Cup, they would have probably made it out of the group stages. Just merely the fact that Benny's there. And everybody wants to play well because you are playing with Benny. And Benny's a winner. You see him now as a coach, Chief. So, I get what Hugo Bruce is trying to do. But personally, for me, you need some level of experience. And that's why I think the best person to coach Bafana, and you've got to give them time, as we all know, is Pizzo. That's it.
I think Pizzo, I remember his tenure in Bafana, and there was a lot of belief. There was a lot behind him. I think there was the one Africa Nations Cup that we played, and we actually did very well. Well, not very well. We were decent. But I feel he was sabotaged by his very outspoken. Upito, we all know the color of paint he is, and I think SAFA House, when they elected him, it was by pressure more than anything. And the first chance that they got to get rid of him, they took that chance.
They took it. No, definitely.
And no matter, we can chop and change, but we know how our country functions. I'm not going to say the C word, but I'm at deployments. And they deploy someone who has no experience in that position, and Bamnega 5 advisors. Meanwhile, you could have gotten someone who's been in the trenches, who's played Itiski, who understands what African football is, has done it in the biggest stage where Lucas Hatebe, if he walks in elites right now, they still, even the kids understand the impact the player was. The respect is there. But locally, no, this side, he exists for these ads every now and then, and that's it.
Yeah, true. And as well, like you said, politics, man. I just feel like our football is heavily affected by that.
I'm at deployment, whereas now.
Yeah.
But even cricket, James, all those sports, but it's how you manage it. And that's how cricket are chokers.
Yeah. But like, okay, as far as tomorrow's game is concerned, guys,
I'm excited.
Yeah, I wanted to check with you guys. Aren't you excited, Budi said? Come on, my G.
Just a little bit excited.
Yes,
3-0. I'm telling you, Chief. You know, the only thing that gives us an advantage is if the guys go in there and realize and understand that 12 years ago we beat France in the last game we played them. If they understand that, and they understand that Bongani Kumalo jumped the highest he's ever jumped in his entire career to score that winning goal, then they play with that mentality and not play with the mentality that they starstruck. I mean, I don't know if any of you watched the Sundowns and Barca game when Barcelona was here, and I went to the stadium. And I remember when Messi came on, Chief, there was a goal that was scored because all the players and the goalkeeper were looking at Messi. Now you're starstruck. Chief. So unfortunately, our players idolize these guys.
They were busy plotting how am I going to ask him for his jersey after the game.
For his jersey. And that's exactly probably what the players are thinking. Somebody's there saying, I'm getting Pogba's jersey. This one wants Mbappe's. This one wants Ngolo's. This one. That's all they're thinking about. And unfortunately, if they get out of that mindset and they get into the mindset that we're here to play football, I think the only player that can come to the party is Dolly, because he's played against all of them. He's seen all of them live. You know, he's probably got some of those jerseys. So for him, it's just another game. And even Pesita, if he was here or if he was there, it would be the same for him because he's played them when he was at Club Bruges.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I think our players sometimes are too often starstruck when they play these big teams that they're not focused on the little things.
I also, just on the last game that we played, I could sense some of the players were a bit reserved. It's almost like they were saving themselves for the game against France. And if I looked at it, I'm like, the commitment isn't there. We're playing, it was okay. But I wanna Sasa. I hope and pray we sneak a 1 million just to get the country excited again.
Yeah, man. I mean, North Macedonia settings, dog. Like, not
I see what you did there. Just because we're South Africa, North Macedonia.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The North and the South, dog, they gotta meet at one stage. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm excited. I feel like this is an opportunity for the gents, you know. like you
Yeah,
said,
definitely.
we said they shouldn't think of it as, yeah, I'm playing against my idol. They should think of it, Ngoguti, I could potentially get a move if I really ball out. Because if you ball out against France, you'll stand out guaranteed, bruh. Like someone is gonna notice you, in Europe, I mean, even playing for, like, for me, if I was a footballer, like playing even in the French league,
Yeah,
it's something,
It's a
bruh.
feeder.
You're getting paid in
It's a
euros.
feeder.
Yeah.
Look. League E is a feeder league
Mm.
because
Yeah.
most of these other European, I'm talking the Bundesliga, EPL more. They always scout there. So and if
Yeah.
you get an opportunity of playing there, you are halfway to either EPL or Bundesliga, which I consider
Hmm.
to be the top. Oh yeah, and
E.g.
Spanish, yeah.
E.g. Bongani Zungu.
Aye, that
Yeah.
one,
Though
that
he
one,
messed up,
that,
though he chowed himself, but he's a solid example of what League
Yeah.
can bring to you. I mean,
Yeah.
he's done phenomenally well when they were still in. Chief, there was a game against PSG where he marshaled that midfield. Chief, he marshaled
Yeah.
it. He ran that midfield. And for me, I think the one player that I want to perform tomorrow is Uteruk. I really want him to tackle hard and challenge those guys and show us that he can play at the highest level. The only challenge
Yeah.
he'll have is leaving Sundowns because we know Sundowns. But I really want
Ish.
Uteruk to come to the party tomorrow. Uteruk,
Yeah.
Ulala K. If they come to the party, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially Lal, he needs to get his shooting boots on, bruh. Like, yo,
Yeah,
because
Fana,
he,
let
yeah,
me
he
tell
can
you.
pound it.
I couldn't believe. I'm like, bruh, you stay scoring against Pirates in these situations, but when it's Guinea, dog.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, I'm just saying, dog. Like, because I mean, Sundowns, no, it's Masas Ringivan. It is
I
what it
think
is.
yeah, we need to change the name of the PSL to Sundowns League because
Yeah.
Sundowns they see a player that was the best player of the current season, they just buy him. So literally
You
they,
see.
they have all the talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the boys need to show up, Sasa. If they do, we it's going to be 11 against 11, and it should be a very interesting one. Yeah, Macedonia settings 1-0. I'll be happy. I'll celebrate it. Like
Yeah.
literally,
You
I'll
see.
celebrate it.
And I'm
But
Nagakulu, it's how we play, bro. We must, for me, I feel like, like players like Aboti Rook, Nabot Leke, they just need to come to the party. This must be like a must win game, just for them to showcase that, you know what, hey guys, if y'all want to scout, you can always come to EPSL, and look at Mamelodi Sundowns. And I mean,
Alright.
but in
You can come and
Africa,
watch
in CAF,
Mamelodi
but in CAF,
Sundowns.
Sundowns, they do well, bro. They beat Al Ahly, like home and away. That's an achievement, dog. So I mean, for me, that's what I
Yeah,
want. I
it's
just want to
something
see the
Pirates
boys
struggle
advance, bro.
doing.
Eish. Yeah, you see, this is why your connectivity is like this. It's because you're talking about pirates. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what
now
happened.
let's talk about big teams. The only
Yeah,
team that's gonna overtake Sundowns is Kaizer Chiefs. Watch this
nah,
space.
dog. You guys lost to
Chief,
arrows.
we're
Relax.
talking about big
Yeah,
teams, not average
Modise,
teams.
I'm
Big
a
teams.
Chiefs fan through and through. But I don't see that one happening.
Nah,
Watch. No, watch. Watch.
nah.
Chief, do you realize have you seen the log? What number is Kaizer Chiefs?
It's then let's check. Let's check. I haven't checked out the log recently.
I think the
With
number
how
PSL.
many
what
games in hand?
4.
With how
It
many games
doesn't
in
matter.
hand?
Game in hand
What do
is
you
not
mean?
points in hand.
No, I know that. But my point
Yeah,
in all of this is they're still ahead of Pirates with less games played. So we just need to win
yeah,
one and we're gone. And Chiefs come second. It was last season where Chiefs choked.
yeah.
Generally, the season before, Chiefs choked when they were supposed to win the league. They're the only team that ever challenges Sundowns for the league.
Mm, 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 mm,
Look at the
As
log.
you can
Look at the
see,
log.
bruh.
Yeah.
Yo, but
So if
but
we
51,
won't
dog.
catch no X,
Yo,
we won't catch up. We won't catch up. But my point is, Chiefs is the only team that can probably, if they find the right coach and they build the right philosophy and style
uh,
of play, they're the only team that will challenge Sundowns for the league.
So
other
not
team. Look,
so Baxter Nimuzwa, gents. Like you guys
no,
don't feel
Baxter out. No, Baxter out. Out. Baxter makahambe nomntwana
You-
akuli. Nomntwana akabahambe bayi-2. Ngoba uLindsay is assistant coach. Mabahambe bayi-2. Mara, for me, put Atazwane at the helm. Watch.
Things will change. Yeah.
Watch.
And then you,
Others want to succeed. Some of the star players need to fall. And he needs to start literally almost the same reboot that the Arsenal is doing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I know, valid guys. I mean, it's just for me, man. There's no point in me saying anything because the gap
Now,
between my club
when
and
better left to better
Sundowns, as you can see, dog, we level on games, but 51-35.
And you know, Chiefs. The thing with Chiefs is they've got 3 games in hand, and 2 of those games are the ones that are under investigation, right? But let's say they win it and eventually they play them. Of the 3 games, highly likely Chiefs is going to win 1 and draw 1, minimum. They might lose 1, but they'll win 1 minimum and draw 1.
That pushes them to it.
That's how many? 4 points. 4 points.
Yeah.
So they go on 39. They go number 2, Chiefs.
Yeah, and then guys, don't you think we should give Shalulile citizenship? Like, yeah,
Shalulile.
Shasha.
He's decent.
For the mere fact that you're saying that means he's hot. So Shalulile, guys,
no, he's hot. He's fire. But sometimes Shalulile makes stupid mistakes.
But against Pirates, he's always on lock, bro. I know. Guarantee this dude is gonna score.
No, Sundowns Sundowns saves Pirates. I know they give them for free. They just give Pirates. The last player who used to beat Sundowns for Pirates was Utula Season Buyan. He used to beat Sundowns tall all the time. As short as he was, he used to beat Sundowns. Now, Sundowns is just beating Pirates left, right, and center. Tina Shaw, Mum Keys is beating Chiefs, but it's fine.
Whatever she prep talks the team whenever they play against Chiefs, because every time it's our hoodoo team, daughter.
Yeah.
Without fail,
You know, I'll never forget that game with the JBL speaker. I was actually very
they were dancing there.
Chief. And then she brings them bonuses. I was like,
on the field.
Woman doesn't,
on the field.
She doesn't see Chiefs. She doesn't see Chiefs next. Why are people fighting with Chiefs? Sundowns thinks Chiefs is their rival, but your rivals are super sports.
Sundowns, their speed, they're far from it. Sundowns is only supported in Mamelodi. Get out of Mamelodi, there's no Sundowns support.
Hey, man.
No, but you've just got to understand as a local football fan that Chiefs is a big team. That's it. If you understand that Chiefs is a big team, you'll be grand.
I know that's true, man. I know myself as a Pirates supporter, from a numbers standpoint to how your club is ran. I know there's a difference.
There was a point. Chiefs was sponsored by Cobra.
Chiefs is the one team with medical aid. Chiefs. You guys must understand.
What are you saying about Pirates now?
They have funeral policies, Chief. Holland pulled out now, but they had policies, Chief. Now they're driving there with a V6 or a Prado. You can't, guys. Chiefs is a big team, big team. And the best move Chiefs did was to let Prime Media in. And I know they've sold it. They sold their portion, but Prime Media, Abelungu, boy, they'll put you on.
Yeah. As far as sponsorships are concerned, And
I just got. Sorry, X. I don't know how you're gonna feel about this. I just got a notification. It looks like that's not Jesse Lingard. What's his name? Rashford might be going to Arsenal.
It's fine.
I saw it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Both of you, they have Umugutakavai.
Mabahambe.
Yeah, it's like you. Yes, I thought you were
ago.
gonna talk about serious stuff, dog, but you talk about
To Arsenal though. And both
I don't
of you
care.
are
Well,
I'm sorry to say
Welbeck
this,
went to
but-
Arsenal and look how he turned out. He's
He
from
can't even make
Academy.
the starting 11 at Brighton.
Yeah, but
Well,
I got vibe, man.
I'm gonna try and find a conversation about Rashford 2 seasons ago. You guys were singing a different tune that you're singing now.
Yeah.
Fair, Mara,
It's all about what
Bafana-
you've done for us lately, Sihle. You see the game of
So
football.
he's not allowed to have a bad patch.
Wow,
You're
this
as
patch
good
is
as your last
going on.
performance, Chief.
It's going on
You are
for way
as
too
good
long.
as your last performance. There's no
And-
this thing of saying, hey.
And there's nothing personal against him. You know, this has nothing to do with him personally. I hope he doesn't come for us. You know, this is just Jeff from a footballing standpoint.
But as if we be realistic, Rashford they probably won't let him go, Chief. He's like a golden boy for United, Chief.
Yeah, you know our boy, dog. I know our boy.
Look. Yeah, and if they wanted to let him go, they would have started with Lingard. But they're not even letting Lingard go because of his relations to United. So I don't think he'll go to Arsenal.
You see, for me, that's the reason why we are where we are. It's because of these sentimental things, dog. It's about merit, Paula Modise. Period, dog. If you not dope, hug. If you dope, stay. Finish and done. That's why I like Real Madrid. Real Madrid are the most ruthless team, dog.
I think Chelsea is ruthless. Chelsea is ruthless even when it comes to their managers.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't come.
Whether you are a legend, club legend or not, if the results are not forthcoming, you get an SMS from board to pack up.
Dog, SMS is money, dog. WhatsApp, dog. There's 5 in the stadium.
Just give us Thomas Tuchel and I'm happy.
Yeah.
That one gives me nightmares.
Yeah,
and that's the problem, you guys. But I think we're gonna sign Ten Hag. Ten Hag.
I saw what Van Gaal is saying. It's a commercial club. Man United is a commercial club, and he should be looking for a football club.
Yeah, I know. I saw Van Gaal I know Van Gaal has always been an honest person in every interview. That's why I like coaches who are like that, dog. Who, if you don't want to play, it's fine. You can sit over there, you know. Pella, how many guys did Van Gaal promote, bro? He promoted so many players, dog, including Rashford himself. He promoted so many players. Well, there was a period where we were playing with kids, dog. You remember when we won the FA Cup, Maurice? Cameron, Broford Jackson, Tyler Blackford, Paddy McNair.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Dude, these were
it was the time where I think Tom Cleverley was still there, and I used to love Tom Cleverley.
Look at him now.
Hey, Modise likes dead ballers, man.
No. You see, Tom Cleverley. He was never United material, man. But there was just something about him as a boy.
He liked the passion.
That's what you say about McTominay.
You see, he likes McTominay.
McTominay, boy. McTominay. Like, think about it. McTominay outshines Fred every now and again. More often than not, actually. Of late, Fred has been decent. But
one starts for Seleção, the other plays centre back for Scotland.
Because there's a better boy. There's a better boy who is out on loan, who plays in that position.
Well, that better boy wouldn't start in Brazil. Yeah. Who's that? Billy Gilmore. Billy
boy.
Yeah. That boy wouldn't start at Brazil. Fute Brazil and select. Stay there.
Mara, Scott will start at Brazil.
Ow! What? Over Fabinho.
I'm pulling your leg. I'm pulling your leg. They wouldn't even call him a Scott.
Even the under 23, even under 23s, Brazil is respected.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd call him up for Bafana.
Yeah, you can stay, Yanama, even for Bafana. Scott, no.
Net, let's see what happens in the new season with United. I'm really hopeful that we'll buy
So,
anybody but Declan Rice.
Your hands.
Yeah. Sorry?
This season, both of you are washing your hands with United. It's done for. Let's focus on the next season.
It is what it is. We're out of all competitions. What else is to look forward to, right? You know, but I will watch.
We're praying for top 4. We won't make it, but we're praying.
Yeah, we're praying.
But let me tell you what I'm praying for. I'm praying for West Ham to finish above you.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
So that boys,
I don't even think
boys can celebrate.
Nah, bro. I don't even think Arsenal will finish above us. Personally, Arsenal is chokers.
You always say that, but deep down you know. But it's fine.
They're not West Ham, dog. West Ham, relax.
Anybody but West Ham.
Calm down, dog. Asaz, it's because of the manager, dog. I'm looking at the manager. Yes, Moyes has improved West Ham quite drastically, but he's not Conte, you know. He's not Conte, dog. He's not Conte. So I'd understand if Tottenham finish ahead of us. Conte has done it in Italy and has done it in
Conte's unhappy. He's unhappy.
Yeah, he is. He is unhappy. And he's an honest coach. I like honest coaches. You know, who say, hey, if you guys don't back me, you know what I mean? Chris Brown, Tiger, Kevin McCall. You know that song? Chris Brown, Tiger, Kevin McCall.
Which one is this right now?
Guys, Juices, come on, guys.
Oh, Juices.
Yeah.
Chief, it's Monday, Chief. We're still living through Monday.
Monday, left, right, and center. Like Will Smith. We needed the will for us to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know, gents. Let's call it. Yeah. Let's call it. Yeah. For this episode. Definitely. We're winning. When I'm say you with your pessimism, dog.
Yeah, we 3-1 when Modise. Yeah. And Uncle Benzema is gonna score.
Isn't he injured?
Then even injured. 3-1.
Mbappe is gonna score a hat trick. On Tribula from on Shia Nong and the goalkeeper in.
No, I care, guys. This is
gentlemen.
Thank you so much for availing yourselves. This is Easy Sports.
Peace
out.